And welcome inside the John M. Huntsman Center for the 2022 6A semifinals. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart, pleased to be joined by state championship head coach and head coach of the Davis Darts, Coach Chad Sims. And Coach, first of all, welcome to this side. You're not going to lose. You won't make a bad call.
You're never wrong.
You don't take bad timeouts. And not that your players won't take bad fouls either. So, but Chad, when we see these two teams, we've got Westlake versus Corner Canyon, region matchup, it's all Region 4. And when you see these teams, and when you look at Westlake, you know, last year getting the state championship game, the first time ever in team history, or school history. This year they got things going. Coach Carling, you replaced some players, but Dylan Jones, this kid has been an absolute stud.
Yeah, it's exciting for both these teams. And I've seen a lot of them in the summer and in the off season. Westlake's got a lot of stuff going for him.
Not only is Dylan Jones good, but I think, just talking to Daniel earlier, I think Hoppins is key for Westlake today.
He's not a good passer. He's a great passer, and I think if he can control the tempo and the transition, get to the rim, and then be able to direct traffic and make the right pass at the right time, get Dylan shots where he can hit them, get Anderson involved, I think he's going to be a key to the game.
You know, Dan, we take a look at Corner Canyon. Dan Lunt, I mean, this has been a guy that gets to the semifinals when he's at Corner Canyon. And this is a young team and a young player that played huge and made one big shot against Cypress.
Yeah, it's been a real interesting season for Corner Canyon. Kind of feels like, you know, 3 seasons in one. You start so well, kind of have a little bit of a lull mid-year as they're trying to get healthy, and then end of region play, this team really started to hum and click. And you talk about a young guy, how about Brody Koslowski? Young man was absolutely stellar in that quarterfinal. He was big in the block. He wasn't afraid to go body guys, but then, of course, he hits the game-winning 3 from the corner, and the youngster, the sophomore, coming up with the game winner, and the play that launches them to the semifinals. Corner Canyon looking to get back to a state championship game.
And you see the road to the Marriott Center, Corner Canyon, Westlake, and then we'll have the second one coming up later, American Fork versus Pleasant Grove, and the winner will head to the Marriott Center. And Coach, got to ask you this. If you're coaching deep into this tournament and you're changing venues for the championship game, how different is that?
Yeah, I think it's different. I think it might be a little bit rough for the kids when they get down to the Marriott Center.
You know, coaches say just keep it the same. It's the same everywhere. But I think it will be a little bit different for the kids, especially early on in the game.
It's going to be absolutely. This game is going to be a blast. They split the season series. The last one, Corner Canyon won by 15. The first one, Westlake. Really, Corner Canyon was playing well. Westlake took it by double digits. So we haven't had a single-digit game in the 2 matchups between these 2 teams.
I was talking to Dane earlier. I didn't see the games during the season, but I think the key for Corner Canyon is second chance opportunities. And I think Westlake on the other side of it got to keep off the boards. I've seen Corner Canyon go on big spurts where they can score a lot of points quick, but they also go through some spells that
don't score very much. The second chance opportunities, if you can't get those rebounds by Westlake, it's pretty hard to keep up with Corner Canyon.
It'll be Gage Wendell jumping up against Jaden Farrow. And we're just building the anticipation here with the music going. Get a little white strokes going here.
It's exciting. It's exciting. Full student bodies. It's amazing. This is what we do.
You talk about spurts that first half of the semi for Corner. Burriston was big, helped them get off to a good pace. Wendell was fantastic for Westlake in the quarter against Bingham. There's a lot of role guys. We talk about Jones and Hoppins and Kozlowski. Both these teams are littered with talent in the starting 5 and across their bench.
Well, it's a doubleheader for Westlake. Their fans stuck around after the girls' semifinal. And here we go, on our way in the 6A semifinals on the boys' side. And we'll start first with the Corner Canyon Chargers. And it's going to be controlled up top. That was Jackson Roberts, down to Max Toombs. The junior leads the Corner Canyon in scoring. Tyler Burriston has a 3 go in and out, and it's cleared out by Westlake.
Good look there for Tyler. Those were the shots he hit very early on against Cypress to help that first half spurt for the Chargers.
Wendell goes reverse side, can't get it. And
there's Hoppins making a great pass.
Couldn't get the goal. Brody Koslowski, who made the game-winning 3, pulling down the rebound. Early in the game, is you trying to run some stuff, or is it still that read, maybe, early on, early offense?
That first set, the Corner Canyon was set for a down kick. So Toombs goes to the middle of his left, take it back to his right, good shot. So Early on, I like to see coaches run sets, get kids in a rhythm, and then make plays.
As Farrell called for the charge.
I saw him dip that shoulder a little bit running in, initiating the contact. I thought a good call there by the officials.
And we'll keep track of the Region 1 charge in this one. We'll see if Chad picks up what I mean by that. It's on the road. Anderson can't get it to go.
Well, I heard you guys talking about the restricted area earlier, right?
Yeah, underneath the hoop charges. 1 per game in Region 1.
Well, so many teams in, not the Region 1, but around the state, they play pack-wise. So at any one time, you might have 3 kids in the restricted zone. That's hard to call a charge all the time when you got so many kids talking to do it.
What are they supposed to do? Exit pattern and go back out. 3 on the way. Dylan Jones, no.
I'll go back to apparently Dusty's never heard of a jump stop, but that's neither here nor there. So
it's under the hoop.
Didn't Coach Walkenhurst talk about 2 feet?
Yeah.
2 feet in the paint.
Burston, 1 for 2. Tyler Burston. That's a young man, Dane, that can absolutely light it up.
He can. I know he had big expectations this year, and boy, he's had big moments for Corner Canyon this year, and when he gets in a rhythm, look out. Saw Papa Burston in the building today. Dusty, he said hi.
Go Chargers, right?
Yeah.
Wendell draws the foul.
It looks like Westlake's. I'm not real familiar with. Maybe they've done this in the past this season, but it looks like they're putting Jensen at the split post rather than number 5 there. It's a little bit maybe of a little change, maybe adjustment that Coach Carling's made.
Been trying to throw wrinkles. When you see a team for the 3rd time like this, you know each other from the summer, but in the regular season, it's the 3rd time you see it. How many you try to find a little bit of a wrinkle or a change to get a guy loose or get him at a different spot?
For sure. I think you're looking for any type of edge you can find. The thing is, you don't want to go too far either, because then it gets your kids thinking rather than just playing.
You're not going to put Chance Trujillo on the bench to start type of thing. Right? This will trick him.
That's a wrinkle.
3-2. Of course, being semifinal, it was Trujillo in the 3rd quarter last year. Just absolutely insane against Corner Canyon. Dan Lunt has been 6 out of 7 years in the semifinals at Corner Canyon as Farrell gets that little jump hook to go.
You see Farrell there, again, banging, right? One of the things, Coach Sims, you and I were talking about, Corner Canyon is a lot more physical than I have come to expect from this program. This year, this team, they're not afraid to go and bang in the post.
And Ashton Anderson knocks down the 3.
Both teams are extremely physical. I don't think one team or the other is going to be able to bully the other one.
So Max Toombs hit on the shot. It'll put Max Toombs at the line. The foul will go to Dylan Jones.
As a coach, that stuff drives you crazy. Don't foul a jump shooter. Don't foul him.
Especially an 83% free throw shooting jump shooter, huh?
Yes.
So Max Toombs at the line and hits the first. We mentioned earlier, Max. His brother, Gabe, one of our favorites from years past, a state champion at Corner Canyon. Won that championship right here on this floor for Coach Dan Lunt. You'll see Dan, a longtime head coach at Payson High School, went to 2 championship games I can recall. 05, lost to a heartbreaker. And then also lost to Craig Drury in his final championship game as Farrell knocks that ball out of bounds. In the 07 championship game, lost to Craig Drury, the Wizard of Provo, in his last championship at the helm of the Bulldogs.
That last possession, you can hear Coach Carling yelling, run through it, run through it. He wants his guys to swing that ball side to side and get a little bit of movement.
And there goes Hoppins all the way to the rim.
There's your guy, Coach. Heck
He's
of a
the
slash
key.
there, huh?
I think he's the key. He's a really good player.
Roberts goes into Farrell, send back out, Brody Koslowski. And it rims out, and we'll stay here.
That's what I was talking about before the game with you, Dane. I mean, Max is such a good offensive rebounder, and the more possessions they have, it's going to be tough for Westlake to keep up with them.
I love that play, too. You'll see a lot of times that screen to set up that backside lob, but how about the slip underneath? You've got levels to work with.
Yep.
Toombs can't get it. Chance with the board. Anderson again for 3. Back rim. Wendell able to clear or get the offensive board and reset the offense here for Coach Carling. Jensen back up top to Hoppins. Will, step back three.
That's a tough shot.
Well, wide of the mark, now on the run. Here's Toombs. Max, tough shot, no call, on the run. Jones stripped away by Roberts, but Jensen there for the loose ball. Hoppins left alone. Oof. And the excitement is still in the building. You can see just a little bit on that one.
You don't want to do that too often, right? I mean, Westlake, they can stroke it from the outside.
I really like how the officials are letting them play through some of the contact.
They've done that all week.
It keeps a good flow to the game. I really like it.
And someone shut off the fouls on the settings near the rim. It's been a lot, and they've been consistent with it. That's not even a critique. They've been really consistent all week with it. If you're near the hoop, let them play through it.
Part of being a good team is making the adjustment of how an official's calling the game.
The wide channel basketball nearly came through there for Toombs as it comes off. Oh, Wendell, that was what he was intended for. Toombs tips it. Anderson goes back and retreats it.
How hard is that to do? You're accustomed to a certain style being played, and then you got to almost flip the switch and be willing to push through that a little bit further. How hard is that as a coach and as a team?
I think it's hard for young players to kind of figure out how to adjust your game to the way the officials are calling it, but the more they play and the more mature they become, good basketball players will make the adjustment.
Roberts goes right at the defender, Jones, and lays it in.
Jones, having already picked up a foul, really didn't have a lot of other choice there. He can't pick up two this early on. It was a good decision there by Dylan.
You know, when I saw this Corner Canyon team in December, I shared this earlier this week, Dan Lund, when I asked about this team, I love this team. He was, I love my point guard. He just sung the praises of Jackson Roberts. And there's a three from Wendell. And
Hoppins was able to get to the paint and kick it out for a shot, knock it down. That's tough.
So Burston comes out of the corner, hand off to Toombs. Gabe can't get.
So late close, but a good one by Dylan. Got that hand up, made it tough.
So Westlake looking to build on this 1 point advantage. As Anderson goes out to Jones. Now Jensen. Straight away with Wendell. And that's wide off the mark and rebound to Tyler Burston. Here comes Roberts. Euro leaves it for Farrow. And Hoppins going to get hit with the reach in. And we'll battle along the baseline here for Corner Canyon. And timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. 1:16 left in the first quarter. Westlake leads 10-9. You're watching the 2022 6A semifinals. 1:16 left in the first quarter. Dusty Litzner, Dane Stewart, and state champion Chad Sims.
Coach, where's the ring?
Oh, I didn't bring it. I should have brought it, right?
I should have texted it to you. I'll put that on me. Corey Mulaney didn't wear his either.
Well.
By the way, you both went to the hood. Yours had the zip. Looks sharp.
Look all right?
Yeah. And there's a drive and the flush. Jaden Farrell. You watch this kid in the summer. I love the game of Jaden Farrell.
Great move, baseline for sure. Take one dribble, dunk it. Great job.
I always enjoy the guys that don't demand that you run something for them. They can find it. And that's kind of what Farrell, especially early in the year, they went against Kimball, Texas, and they had no answer for him as he just kept finding ways to impact the game as Robertson get hit with the reach.
Boy, Coach Lunt didn't love that call.
Well, like I told you before, I have a story about Coach Lunt. A long time ago, we were at Utah Valley team camp. I'll make it quick, but he, you know, at the end of the week, by Thursday, Friday, we kind of get sick of basketball and sick of the officials. And I was a young coach watching him coach and trying to learn something. And he was done with one of the officials. The officials kicked him out of the gym, and on his way out, he Bobby Knight style threw the chair across the floor. It was pretty funny. I still give him a bad time about it. In fact, it was a clinic for the referees too. So I guess the referees were able to work on a situation that they probably haven't seen very often either. So great job, Coach Lunt. He probably doesn't want me to share that with you.
Well, it's too late now. We don't have a mute button.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Look, don't worry, Coach Lunt. Coach Sims, we're going to get you to tell an officiating story. So you be thinking, I'm not letting you off the hook. We'll come
I have
back
to tell you
that.
an officiating story?
Yeah. We'll come back to it.
All right.
It's at a 20 seconds.
Well, just know that everything I learned was from Coach Lunt in that moment at Utah Valley.
On the drive, Dylan Jones lays it in with 10. Here comes Corner Canyon 7. Roberts with 5, loses the handle. Picked up by Burston, 2. Got to get it up. Roberts at the horn.
Ooh, that was close.
And that'll do it for the first quarter. Westlake with the 1-point lead. Thunder 12, Hurricanes 11. You're watching the 2022 6A semifinals on KSLSports.com. Commentary brought to you by Game Night Live Rewind. Start of the second quarter. As Westlake jumps out 12-11. The coach said that first quarter is kind of feel your, not necessarily I want to say feel your way out, get used to the environment here in the semifinal. What's that first quarter like as a coach?
Well, I think both teams have players that have been here before, and they're playing. I think both teams will feel really good about the way they start the game. It's going to come down to a couple possessions here, maybe a turnover, maybe a couple extra buckets, or maybe a run with a couple threes. But whatever team's able to do that, it's going to maybe take control of this game.
Hoppins terminates. And we've got 2 of the 4 teams that made it to the 6A semis going tonight. As Jones couldn't get that one. Wendell pulls down the board. Extra possession for the Thunder.
Great rebound.
I feel like right now Gage Wendell's playing his best ball all year. Had a big quarterfinal, good start here, 5 points, 4 rebounds in the first 9 minutes. It's been good.
As we talk about 2 of the 4 teams there, I mean, this is not to bring up bad memories for you, but good memories. Both these coaches would be glad you're up here with us instead of down there.
Well, I have a lot of respect for both of them, and I actually sent them a text earlier in the week wishing them luck. So both great coaches, a lot of respect for them. I'm really excited for both of them.
You saw this Westlake team last year, Coach. How are they similar? How are they different compared to what you saw last year?
Well, I think that, I mean, they have some similar players that were playing last year. I know they had some great players that graduated, but it's the same style that Coach Carling requires of his players. Tough defense, teamwork on the offensive end, unselfish basketball, really difficult to beat. So they hardly ever beat themselves. They take care of the basketball, come up with second chance points. Great team. Very well coached.
It makes me feel good. I told the coach that Westlake doesn't beat themselves. So look what Chad said is the same thing I say without like I wasn't a problem or nothing. I feel pretty good about that.
Anderson thought he'd get the call, did not.
There's another offensive rebound.
Will Jensen. The Jensen family goes to doubleheader. None of the fans have a doubleheader. This is Chloe plays a semifinal with 3 threes to warm up the floor for her brother, and that's the first points there for Will. Jumper from Farrow, got it. Jaden Farrow.
Wow, he's playing well.
(16-14), Corner Canyon with the lead. Anderson. Man, he hung on that one. A nice finish.
Little hesitation, keep the defense on their heels, able to elevate over the defense and put in a bucket.
Ashton's a really good basketball player. Been so impressed with him the couple times we've seen him. Quarterfinal, knew there was an opportunity to elevate his game. He's done that here.
Back-to-back threes for Jaden Farrow. How about the second quarter? A dunk and 2 threes for Jaden Farrow.
He's been effective.
Great usage rate. Westbrook wishes he had that kind of usage rate. That ball goes out of bounds.
Back-to-back threes with a turnover. Turnovers and offensive rebounds usually dictate the outcome of most games. Westlake's on their heels a little bit. Corner Canyons make a run here, can maybe pull away.
So coming in the game now, Ty Neibauer.
That was the first time I saw Wendell not play with confidence and aggressive. He just kind of second-guessed his choice right there. He just keep playing with confidence and be really aggressive.
Outside with Kozlowski. Brody yet to get going offensively. 2 boards. Don't know if he maybe have 1 shot attempt from him. Outside Farrow. Jaden. They let him play through that one. Maverick. No need for Goose on the tail on that one. Back the other way, blocked away by Neibauer. Kozlowski sends out Burston. You can feel a momentum shot wanting to come out. Farrow. His 3rd 3 of the quarter.
If you were to ask coaches in the offseason who's going to be the favorite this year is Corner Canyon. The last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they've been playing like it. They're flexing that muscle here in the first half.
Jaden Farrow going full chance Trujillo here in the second quarter.
I'm not sure. I didn't follow Corner Canyon all the way through, but they got Kozlowski back from injury. It kind of made him complete, didn't it?
Yeah, end of January. And Dane mentioned at the beginning of the year they beat that Kimball, Texas team, and they played so well in that game, and it was kind of a high watermark the first part of the year as Toombs can't get that one. The first go-around in Region 4 was very tough. And then I saw a couple coaches toward the end of the region said, you do not want to play Corner Canyon.
Sometimes when you get a player back from injury, it's not necessarily the player that comes back, but it gets the other players in different positions to make plays.
Thoreau with the block. Burson, no look to Kozlowski. 4-3! Brody Koslowski's first points, just like his last points. Corner 3.
I prefer Farrell because he is ruling the court tonight.
School State Farrell.
Is that 4 threes? 4 threes, right?
4 threes in a quarter. 3 for Farrell, 1 for Kozlowski. Timeout on the floor. Corner Canyon rolling, up 9. You're watching the 6A semifinals. We'll get back.
We'll get back to that.
Halfway through the second quarter.
This is a big possession for Westlake. Look for them to run something for Dylan going to the basket. It's a big possession here.
Dylan Jones
Great
calls
job.
in. I think fans that want to have a mega cast, we just kept it on. All see our conversation. But a great take and make there by Dylan Jones, and maybe that gets him sparked. We know Jones, he can be streaky. We've seen that in his career here in the state. Nice extra pass. Toombs got caught a little bit underneath. Good defense from Westlake. Greg Pfeiffer. Here comes Anderson. That's Hoppins, and he's out of bounds. And there's the wave down. What's that like when you got your guys on the end of the bench? Want to be in the game? You were turning around like,
no, I
okay.
love it. I want the officials to tell my guys to sit down.
Okay.
I love it. I want them up and going. We want everyone involved. I thought that pass by Anderson was just a dribble too late. I think Hoppins was there earlier. If he could have skipped it one dribble earlier, it would have created a closeout. Maybe Hoppins could have attacked off the closeout.
Burson to Toombs. Max sent back out. Burson back out top, and they're going to reset the offense here for Coach One. The three-point shot has been huge in this run in the second quarter. Kozlowski back up top. Now Neibauer. Neibauer going at the smaller Anderson. Couple of bumps in the bucket. And a 9-point lead for Corner Canyon. And Neibauer was someone that had a lot of minutes early in the year, waiting for Kozlowski to come back. And had those minutes cut down as Brody finally got healthy. Oh, nice find. Wendell blocked by Farrow. Wendell able to get it back. Hoppins, 4-3.
Big shot, big shot.
Another offensive rebound. Westlake able to capitalize off of it.
Yep. It's like we were talking earlier. You know, there's not a shot clock, but sometimes when teams make a run in the state tournament and there's no tomorrow, it kind of messes with you a little bit. Not that Corner Canyon would stall, but, you know, sometimes Westlake takes a few more chances than they normally would. Maybe get out of position, which opens up a back cut or a layup or something like that. So this run by Corner Canyon is really big in the second quarter.
Burston with 5 points now after getting that little jump stop to go. Send out Hoppins. Back-to-back threes for Hoppins.
He's been here before. He plays like it.
He can pass it, he can shoot it. Inside of a minute and a half remaining in the first half. As Westlake able to shoot their way back in. Caden Hoppins at back-to-back threes. Toombs. Coach Carlin wanted the 5 seconds. Didn't get it. Here's Kozlowski. Fall away. Good defense from Jones. Oh, nice pass ahead. Pfeiffer. He was scoring before he caught the ball.
He's got to catch the ball first before he takes it up. Hoppins, great vision. That was a momentum changer. Too bad he couldn't catch it and lay it up.
Could have made it back to one possession.
Northbound traffic in 400 South has been a little jammed up as the crowd starting to fill out down here.
We've got a comment for the next time out.
Yeah. Neibauer sends out Burston. Tyler has that one tipped around. Farrow out to Neibauer. Neibauer backs his way in, stays patient. Okay, good defense, not bail him out. Duckworth. Toombs. And a good job to cut up the show on the defense.
Probably one too many passes right there. I would have liked to see Max take that shot. He's a good shooter. He can make that. Had defense on their heels.
Westlake can look for the final shot of the half, 15 seconds. Is it Jones or Hoppins? Jones has to save it. Taken by Kozlowski. Toombs with 5. Max lob it up to Burriston. He's fouled from behind. By Ben Duckworth, it'll be free throws. Maybe they might get on the shot on the floor.
That's a good foul. Don't want to give one up. And yeah, on the floor, all the better.
Hey, not on his habitual shooting motion. That was memorized and trained. Toombs into Kozlowski. Fall away. Got it!
That's tough.
Brody Koslowski.
I got the new nickname for Brody. Horns. Because he hits buckets at the horn.
King Kong Brody sends us to half.
They're discussing whether that's going to be good or not. Looks like maybe they're discussing whether they got it off.
We'll wait a second before we send it to break.
Nate will never lose an opportunity to try to convince an official.
Coach Carlin does a great job with officials.
Yeah.
He does a great job.
Who has a better lobbyist crew? That's what we got to understand here. As they told both coaches, stay back.
Well, when you just look at Coach Ron Carling, he looks like he knows more than everybody else down there. So I think they should listen to him.
A sage veteran.
He's been around, and he does a great job. Great coach.
We're going
It's a
to
long
wait for
conference.
It is. Well, who had what is the question. Count the 2. We go to the break, and it's Corner Canyon 31, Westlake 24. You're watching the 2022 6A semifinals on TNN. Back at halftime, Justin Liston gains to state champion, Chad Seaman. And Coach, I know you ride the wave. I spoke first with you with Corner Canyon the day with some thoughts on Westlake. Corner Canyon got that roll in the second quarter. How do you ride the wave at the beginning of the second, or probably beginning of the second half?
Stay aggressive. You can't just play with the lead and try to get blocks. Stay aggressive. And just leave this rebound. Westlake just has to realize there's no bucket that's worth 7 points. Lose possession, following the right shot, like I said, the right shot clock. I know these teams aren't going to stall, but just the mindset sometimes messes with the way you play defense.
Kozlowski couldn't get that one to go, and Dane Westlake, I would like to, it could have been worse, but man, the answer toward the end of the half was huge coming back here in the third.
Yeah, it is. I'll tell you, Dylan Jones only 4 points at the break. He's their top scorer, averages 20 a game. Toombs is on him right now. They got to find a way to get Dylan going because it just has not been easy for him at all.
Number 11.
And Wendell's done a great job, 5 points, 7 rebounds. I mean, while Dylan has not had the offensive numbers we've been accustomed to, other guys have picked up the slack. So if Dylan can get going, this Westlake team, they're not out of it by any means.
There from Wendell. Could make it a 5-point game. And does. As Westlake, we know that Corner Canyon's not going to run away from him. He doesn't feel that way. As Farrell will pull for 3 and hits. Number 4 on the night for Jaden Farrell.
It almost kind of looked like he was second guessing that. Like it didn't look as smooth, and yet he still hit it.
And Wendell comes back on the other end. It's a 6-point game. You can see where Jaden, that confidence is staying there. Halftime didn't cool him off. There's Kozlowski working on Jensen. Brody goes base, send to the corner. Roberts. Oh, that was out 3 and a rebound taken by Wendell. And now here comes Hoppins. And now let's set it up here for Coach Carling. Hoppins with a little maverick move, +1. The foul that draws to Tyler Burriston. And Hoppins having a spectacular night.
When you watch him, he just has a change of pace, change of direction. That keeps the defense off balance. And then he reads the defense so well. If they come over and stop him, they drop it off to a teammate. If not, he can finish at the rim. He's even hit a couple threes earlier in the game, too, that made a big difference. I think he's the key for Westlake as we go down the rest of the game.
Well, you mentioned it because Farrell went on the run of threes, and it was Hoppins that settled everything down. And he gets the plus one. So 3-point game as we are 2 minutes into the second half. Neubauer, they hand back Burriston. Burriston hit back up top. Neubauer down the lane. And able to get it.
Coach, are you surprised how much it feels like Corner Canyon using those screens and Westlake's double teaming off of that? There's no one staying with the screener. Is that?
A little surprised. It looks like the Westlake could probably switch that and just be able to stay in front of the basketball instead of trying to, run with the screener and go over the top and getting stuck with mismatches and closeouts.
It was a good save as Jones was fouled before the shot. This goal, I believe, against Neubauer.
All Corner Canyon is doing is running a high pick and roll, and then they're just making the right pass.
Right. And for me, I'm like, it's just surprised me that no one has stayed with the screener, and you're getting open threes, open looks, and they've hit them.
For sure, but there's a reason why Coach Carling's playing today, and we're not. So Coach Carling knows what he's doing.
That's very fair.
And there's Dylan Jones. A quiet first half for Dylan. 6 points on the night. So 3-point game once again.
I like the ball pressure on the perimeter.
Oh, you're good.
Just makes a tough pass in the post. Even whether it be a lob, get that ball pressure, it makes it tough.
Kozlowski sent out Burriston. A three for Burriston. That is 11 points for Tyler Burriston. Slow start. You knew he'd get it going. As Anderson goes back on the other end, draws the foul on Burriston. That's his second. When you got that guy, Coach, at Burriston, corner doesn't focus on any one guy. And you have somebody first that can get it going. What are some of the things you think, well, he'll get it? Is the natural flow of the game, or you kind of find ways to get him?
You talking about Corner Canyon?
Yeah.
Or are you talking about Westlake?
Well, just in general, when you got a player like Burriston, you just want to kind of get moving. Maybe he starts out a little bit slow, but you know you're going to have him.
Yeah, well, I give credit to the kid for being ready to make a play when he's called upon. I mean, sometimes kids will get lost in the flow of the game and never resurface, but I like how aggressive Anderson is. I think if Westlake has a chance, Anderson's been aggressive all year, and they're paying so much attention to Dylan that Anderson's got to make some plays. I like how aggressive he was with the basket.
Dane knows this. I love giving comps. One of the comp maybe I give to Anderson, way back when, Stratton McCausland, the point guard from
there's a name from the past. Great player.
One of mine, Dane's favorite games ever, Davis and Alta. Severed some relationships in some ways, but an amazing game. As that ball goes off the foot of Rick Pfeiffer. I'll tell you one of the things that didn't change from the 05-06 year to now is the Davis student section as Toombs hits the three. Thought I heard a whistle for a second.
I think Coach Carling did too. He was.
Yeah. That whistle. Yeah, we did have one. We had one earlier in the week. Brandon Blanchard's watching this right now. There's a three from Kozlowski.
Jalen Lund was almost a center circle trying to call a timeout.
Yeah, Coach Carling is hot. There was an inadvertent whistle.
It was a media timeout, so we had to restart. Precious media. Hey, just real quickly, to borrow a line from Troy McClure, that's not an answer, Coach.
I don't want to bury myself here. I probably
just
do my.
Let it be known for Coach Dan Lund, I am trying here to even the score as much as I can.
Well, Dan and I laugh about that moment, so I hope he's okay if he's sharing that. He's great with officials. I know he's great. Probably my worst time with officials during the summer.
Summer, absolutely.
Yeah, I lose my mind during the summer more during the season, and that's not fair either.
If you want to see coaches in their true colors,
because
there's no suspension for getting a tee and throwing out of the summer stuff.
Well, these officials are trying to get better too. Most of these officials are going to camps that they have to go to and required to be able to officiate in some of these state games.
Oh, what a move. Jaden Farrell, have a night. 18 points. He's going to have a good night at In-N-Out Burger no matter what tonight.
That was a great move.
Short on the three. Dylan Jones tracks that one down in the timeout. Granted to Westlake.
Coach, do you feel like Westlake is starting to get rushed a little bit, getting kind of pulled outside of their game plan?
For sure, and I thought they were, like I said, I thought they were scoring on the offensive end, but they were just giving up threes. Threes are hard to keep up with. I mean, especially you hit 3 or 4 of them in a row, gets ahead of you, and then again without the shot clock, it turns into a situation that you feel like you have to. You know, if Jensen hits that great, but if not, you're going to bury yourself, and it's not a time to panic. The only way you get back into it is taking care of the basketball and making shots.
You probably can't relate to that, right? Having to keep up with threes.
Well, we shoot our share up, right? When they go in, it's great, but when we miss them, it's not very good.
Tell us something about Coach Sims that people don't know.
Oh, jeez. I try to stay mysterious. I don't want to give myself away too much.
This is not any fun. I'm asking questions.
You ready for one that I learned this year?
What's that?
Chad Sims was teammates with Ryan Cuff at Weaver State.
I was teammates with Ryan Cuff.
He didn't mention you were a walk-on. He was scholarship.
I was a walk-on.
His second transfer.
I'm exactly what you thought I was. I was a kid that tried to play really hard, tried to stay on the floor, but it was a great time.
Will Jensen can't get the three to go. Wendell.
All
and
right.
for the record, Ryan's gotten better over the years than when he was in college.
You're being outed. Since you're not being honest, we've got help from the region.
Know this, I'm Corey Mulaney's only friend. That's for sure. No one in the state likes him. I'm the only guy that'll talk to him. And I know he's listening, so.
We got a foul away from the basketball. I would say this, we'll be back in the game in like 2 seconds, but while we're going assessing the fouls, it's funny to see Mulaney in the second game used to, and I said, hey, where's the jacket in the ring? He goes, no, Chad will walk out with his ring if I wear my ring. So he said, no, I'm not going there. You gotta wait and see. As they inbound that ball, Hoppins along the baseline. Reverse side, can't get it. Will Jensen had that ball come out like a change-up out of his hand. And that ball's out of bounds. Corner Canyon will stay here. So Tate Staley checking in for the first time tonight. The linebacker on the football team this year. And he's got Dylan Jones on his assignment. Jensen hangs on a pivot and scores.
Really such a crafty player. I feel like he makes plays like that all the time. Love watching this kid play.
He didn't panic. He just took his time, finished at the rim. It's a great job.
Oh, what a take and finish by Max Toombs. Back the other way. Hoppins hanging on a pivot. Count the bucket for Caden Hoppins. That is 15 for Hoppins.
You know how aware Corner Canyon is of Dylan Smith. He was defending down on this end. He had the early run out, and Coach Lund was pointing him out, get him, and Staley came over to pick him up. They know where Dylan is. They have no interest in him getting this thing going.
I think you guys made a comment about me one year playing defense on the sideline down here in the state tournament. Looked like Coach Lund was playing defense halfway down the court too.
And just because age doesn't mean he won't get a defensive stance. And that ball's out of bounds off of Jones's foot. Coach Carling's can't get a bounce. Good slap on that one. Wanted an extra possession. 7-point game. Corner Canyon's threatened to pull away a couple of times. And Westlake, just that grittiness of the Coach Carling team, keeps sticking right around, right in striking distance.
There's plenty of time. Westlake just needs to play defense, one possession at a time.
Farrell can't get that one. Anderson with the board. Here comes Hoppins. Will Jensen back out. Taylor went for the steal. Jones gets Toombs off his feet. And Jones with the bucket. 5-point game.
They won't go away. I mean, it's a gritty Westlake team.
Well, you can tell the two players that have been there before, Jensen and Hoppins. They've played in state tournament games before, and they're under control. They're calm. They don't panic. Get to the rim. Doing a really good job. You can tell they've been here before.
Well, this Westlake program, third time to the semifinals. The first group was Amazing Fawcett, Asa McCord. Ready for a fun fact?
I love fun facts.
The only Utah on Southern Utah University's roster, Amazing Fawcett.
You ready for another fun fact?
I love fun facts.
SUU only has one Utah on their roster. Come on, guys.
The best part is he has ties to Carbon County.
That's probably why. That's probably why he qualified.
His
Yeah.
dad played football at SUU. And no foul on the, and it will not be a Region 1 charge. Let that one go. Jones.
Nope.
Short on the triple, rebound to Staley. Here comes Toombs. He's got Kozlowski. And then the foul is going to put Toombs in the line. As they took away the lob to Kozlowski. Great job by Hawkins to getting back. I was getting geared up, ready to go. By Kevin Harlan's side was going to come out.
And believe it or not, that is not as soft as it looks. They call it hardwood for a reason. Hoppins with 16. What a game. Coach, I thought you said he was a passer. What is going on, man?
I'm telling you, he's a great passer. He's not a good passer, he's a great passer.
He's got 5 dimes. And Toombs misses the first.
3 nickels, a penny, and 5 dimes. He's a wealthy man.
Is the free throw good? I will not quote Mary Poppins, but that's what most of my time I would say Hoppins. That was for my wife. I don't know if she's watching. Outside with Hoppins, inside of 40 seconds. Remember, no shot clock in Utah High School basketball. If Coach Carling wants to take down this whole thing, he'll next year will not be able to do this if that's what they do to take the final 40 seconds. There's Dylan Jones. Going to send to the corner, Jensen, and they will take the final shot. So outside of the Hoppins with 8. They go with 6. Hoppins with 3. Drop it into Wendell. Fall away. Got it!
It's time.
Over the top of the canyon backboard. And it's a 4-point game. Winner moves on to the 6A championship and the Marriott Center. Start of the 4th quarter. In a 4-point game, Westlake with the ball, the chance to make it a 1-possession game. As Hoppins sends out Will Jensen. It's a 1-point game.
That was a great set by Coach Carling out of the quarter. Everyone thought it was going to go to Dylan Jones, and Jensen got a downscreen and hit a shot. They did that to us last year, I think. I remember that.
The mighty Thunder, Dusty, just their 5th 3 of the game, but a big one.
Send up top to Smith, or probably Roberts. Now in the corner to Burston. Now Toombs. Semi-final night tends to be the best night. We got a good one. Toombs hanging on a pivot. Blocked away by Jones. Regular season may be a foul. I love in the state tournament it has not been.
I really like how they're calling it. I mean, Toombs does a great job with his body and tries to create the contact. The refs are kind of letting him play through it a little bit, and I like it. I think it's great.
We just had stats sent to us through the 3rd. How about this? Westlake 8 of 8 from the line. They're out-rebounding Corner Canyon 25-14. It's been they've done a lot of good things to keep themselves in this ballgame. Small things that are adding up.
And I don't even know if Corner Canyon can keep shooting the way they're shooting. I mean, they made a lot of threes. It'll be interesting to see how this 4th quarter goes.
Corner Canyon is 9 of 15 from beyond the arc. I mean, that's like unreal.
Yeah.
Farrow right off the inbound. And that's 20 points for Jaden.
He's missed 1 shot. He's 8 of 9, 4 for 4 from beyond the arc.
Jensen, no call on that contact. Been consistent with it. And now on the run with Roberts. Good cut off there by Wendell. Burson off the weave to Kozlowski. Junction J and Brody. 10 points on the night for the sophomore.
That's a tough shot.
That was not a given. On the try, the ball's loose. No call again. The contact in the key. Roberts on the run out. Roberts lays it in. And it's a 7-point Corner Canyon lead.
Crawl back to 1. What a spurt from the Chargers.
Timeout on the board. We'll take it with them. Chargers on a surge, 56-49. You watch the 6A semifinals.
6 minutes up in the fourth. Critical point of this game, Coach.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Carling does right here, because if you go for a three or a long shot and you miss, they get a long rebound and head down the other end and get a bucket. The momentum keeps going for Corner Canyon. If you get something at the rim, maybe you get a foul, stop the bleeding a little bit. Sometimes your best defense is a really good offensive possession. You know, you can get back on defense and stop the momentum.
Up top with Hoppins. Hoppins on the drive. Stripped away by Roberts. Good hands by the point guard.
Great job getting to the hoop. Just need to jump stop maybe and go up there a little stronger and maybe get the foul.
So up 7, Corner Canyon looking to build on this lead. Oh, nice find. Farrell lays it in.
Could have been an and 1.
Yeah, dang, I'd like to see Hoppin just stay in front of the basketball there. Make a move without, giving up a penetration dish for a bucket.
Farrell with 22 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Quite the semifinal performance. Jensen goes back up top to Dylan Jones. Jones on the drive, and Roberts.
Oh my goodness, man.
Wow.
Walk us through what you thought of that.
There's a foul right there. He attacks, the guy had him along the arm. I would like to see a foul.
Stomping your feet, clapping your hands, suit jacket coming off, chasing officials out of gyms.
One time I tried to take a tie off and had a zip tie on. It didn't come off very easy. My wife said, that's embarrassing. Don't do that. Don't wear a zip tie or don't wear ties at all. You ever try to take off a zip tie? They don't come off.
I've never worn one.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, I know.
That ball goes to the backcourt.
I haven't worn a zip tie since.
And its backcourt was not touched by Westlake.
I will tell you, I was searching for a story. Coach wouldn't give me one, so I reached out to an official like, what's it like to officiate Chad? I said, I really like him. I'm like, man, I can't get anything on this guy.
Yeah, see, I'm good to officials. I'm good to officials. Everything Mulaney says is off.
4:35 left in the fourth quarter, and there's a steal by Toombs. Jones waiting for him. Toombs get the contact, and Max will go to the line, gets the steal, draws the foul, and now he'll go to the line for 2.
Max does a really good job drawing contact. He's extremely physical. He's not afraid of hitting the floor. It's a great steal. These 2 free throws are going to make it tough. Westlake's got to stay organized out on the offensive end. Again, if they take a long shot and miss, the momentum keeps going. If they get to the rim, maybe they get a call and stop the bleeding a little bit.
I'm just so impressed with the Corner Canyon defense. I mean, this was a one-possession game. Next thing you know, yeah, the offense has scored, but it's been off of defensive stops and forced turnovers and steals. Corner Canyon's done a great job here closing this out on the defensive side.
Well, what's impressive, too, is basketball's a game of runs, and both teams have made runs, right? Corner Canyon made a run. A sign of a good team is Westlake comes right back, and then Corner Canyon responds right back. That's the sign of 2 really good basketball teams.
As Corner Canyon leading Westlake by 10. As Jensen goes inside, Hoppins reverses, and there's the foul to Max Toombs.
Max Toombs, his second. 8th team foul at the line, shooting 2. Caleb Hoppins.
So Hoppins at the line. Rims out. This open end of the gym, we've seen it today surprisingly more than other days. Free throws have been struggled. I mean, even Kaylee Wilson, who's 94% from the line, missed a free throw on this end.
You know what's funny about free throws is like coaches, different coaches have different philosophies, but it's like, we're going to go work on free throws. And then you suck at free throws. And then you don't work at free throws in practice and you make them all, right? It's like, I don't spend a lot of time around free throws. Just step up and make the free throw, right?
You see the free throw doctor like Mark Cuban hired way back in the day for Jason Terry. He said, you're trying to give too many high fives too fast. Finish your free throw. Took a doctor to tell him that.
We've all been there as coaches, like, we got to be a better free throw shooting team. So you spend hours on it, and you're never better than you were when you started.
after you ran 10 ladders, right?
Yeah,
You gotta do it with tired legs.
You're all of a sudden supposed to be a better free throw shooter when you're tired.
And Farrell draws the foul on Will Jensen. That's the 15th foul on the Thunder.
15 foul.
As inbound, Farrell misses the bunny. His second miss of the night.
They ran that baseline of bounce play a couple times, and they've got it on the backside.
Will Jensen
Get in.
and stays down.
Needed it.
Needed it. That's a great shot. I mean, if you've noticed the fourth quarter, Jensen and Hoppins have been the guys kind of dictating where the ball is going, making back cuts, refusing screens, and he just hit a big shot right there. So, again, 2 kids that have been here before, really impressed.
Full time on the floor. We'll stay here. Let's go story time with Uncle Chad.
What do you think Coach Lund does right here?
What I think he does?
I think he goes 5 out and he puts Toombs on the
Yes.
top. What do you think?
5 out.
You've seen that in the tournament already.
And he's going to take about a minute off this clock.
I was going to ask, how aggressive are you if you're Westlake defensively?
At this point, I mean, you're 7 points down, 3 possessions, but that can be erased pretty quick. I would like to see get a 5-second count, something like that. Try to speed them up that way. I don't know. I mean, maybe a trap. I know some of the coaches around the state, like Coach Gardner, Skyridge, you do a 1-3-1 trap. Try to speed people up that way. I haven't seen that out of Westlake, but traditionally, just try to keep the ball in front of you. Maybe get a 5-second count. Maybe a guy travels or something on a pivot. But I don't think it's time to panic yet.
When do you start thinking about elongating the game? You're down multiple possessions, no shot clock. You have one foul to give, and then you'll be in the penalty. When do you start playing that?
When I played Coach Welk at Davis, they used to run something called 30 passes, so I would be coaching against Coach Welk, and him and I used to joke around all the time. I'm dying a slow death. I know exactly what's happening, and the longer you have the ball, I know exactly what's going to end. So I don't know if there's a time on it, but some coaches will just run the clock out, and some I feel like the personality of the team, they're not going to. So maybe it's just the team you're playing.
Me, I look at Westlake say, how long can you elongate this game to make their possession? You get the ball back, hopefully, guaranteed off of free throws more than them just passing the ball, running a 3-man weave, or a guy in the middle of the floor playing keep away. And there's a steal. Hoppins was there, and then a loose ball foul on Toombs.
There it is.
That's what I said. You never foul. You always play for the steal.
Yeah.
One-on-one free throws. Hey, just like the overtime rule in the NFL, play defense, you get the ball back.
That's right. I don't know, maybe Corner Canyon's not comfortable taking time off the clock. Maybe Coach Lunt knows his team more than we do, but maybe you run a play where you stay aggressive in this type of a situation.
All I know is if I was to coach a team, we would not be comfortable just running a minute off the clock.
I know that.
Yeah, I do think it's too early for that, right? Fouling and all that, but it is one
I was
where
just curious.
I've been interested because I'm a 90s guy, right? I believe in extending the game. You get 145, I'm fouling. Like, I'm extending this thing, and it's been interesting. You don't see that a lot.
Hoppins gets his own board off the missed front end of 1-on-1, and still an opportunity here for the Thunder. Hoppins goes at Neibauer. Nice backdoor cut, and the block away by Farrow. What a night for Jaden Farrow.
That might be his biggest play of the game.
Toombs and the charge.
Oh, wow.
The foul to Wendell.
Two calls right there that could have went it could have went either way. So
I should have got
Well,
ahead of
we
myself.
all know Dusty's opinion.
And I'm
was he in
tough
the
on it.
restricted area?
No, he was well outside the block.
Okay, all right.
He was well outside of it.
The Westlake students agree with you, Dusty.
And I don't think they're reviewing it. I'm just joking. But
we all have to remember, though, the referee probably had the best angle in the entire facility.
and
I was 35 rows up. I mean, come on.
And it was on the floor, too. They called it, saying he wasn't shooting. That ball's out of bounds. And Coach Carling's, hey, Farrell knocked it out of bounds. I didn't know if I saw it that way necessarily. See, this is the fun part, Chad. Now we get to tell you what they're thinking. This is the fun part about being in this seat.
This is trying to figure out what coaches are thinking?
We're going to tell everyone what they're thinking.
Yeah, you guys do a pretty good job of it. I think you're pretty close most of the time.
I'll tell you what Coach Sims is thinking. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
I'm getting nervous here.
Inside of 2:50 left, down to 2:45. Roberts tipped away from behind by
There's
Anderson.
another
Nice
one.
hustle by Wilson. Here comes Hoppins. Hoppins to Jensen. Jones. 4-3! 4-point game, Dylan Jones.
That kid is a gamer. Has not been his best offensive night. Hasn't had many looks. He steps into a huge three. Here come the Thunder.
First one tonight, and now you'll have the foul on the pass. It'll be one-on-one free throws for Jaden Farrow as Wendell picks up the foul. I think he got the wind knocked out of him.
If he stays down, they have to stop the game. He's going to have to come out. Did he get to his feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
Hey, if you've ever had the wind knocked out of you, you think it's over. You do. You're seeing the pearly gates. It's all over, and it's going to happen on the field. Then you have to work on your limp. You got to get the good limp going. And the free throw good for Farrow. And that's the fourth personal on Wendell. They got it quick on the board. Oh, probably his third.
What do you think Westlake does here? Timeout by Coach Lunt.
30-second timeout. Again, we'll keep it here. Another Region 4 matchup coming up. AFPG coming up next. The winner will take on the winner of this game. What a fun finish down the stretch. We got 2 possessions. If you're Westlake, still just best shot selection, right?
For sure. You're still over 2 minutes. You're still over 2 minutes. 2-possession game. They got plenty of time. Again, it comes back to what I said before. They're going to try to run a set out of here with Dylan. They're going to try to get something at the rim. Corner Canyon probably knows it. Dylan hits his big shot.
Walk us through play calling of basketball, right? Because football, we got a play chart, down distance situation. When you're a coach of basketball, is it feel, flow? What's your...
Well, these two teams already playing each other twice this year. I mean, the same league. They know each other really, really well. So they know the tendencies of each other, whether they're going to switch a screen or they're going to slip a screen. And so Coach Carling's probably ran through this situation in his mind before he even got there.
Right.
And probably knows what he's going to do already. Who do you think wins the next game?
Well, so if you watch our bracketology video, thanks for for tuning in. I know.
Yeah.
Preseason, I had Davis. That's okay. But no, I had my championship game is Corner Canyon AF.
And AF's playing really well right now.
They are.
Yeah, they're playing well.
Ashton Wallace. You haven't watched
so.
Ashton Wallace yet. Not the flashiest thing, but man, that kid plays hard. He's easy to find on the floor with the hair.
If you think this game's physical, just wait.
Yeah.
That's going to be the black and blue bowl.
Yeah. You know, PG's just gotten better and better and better. And they were good in the beginning. But Coach McAllister does such a good job.
Jones on the drive, blocked away. Brody Koslowski comes over for the block.
Double foul.
So
ball.
Double foul.
Double foul.
Possession. Corner Canyon keeps possession.
Only the third double foul I've ever witnessed.
A double foul, number 5, Gage Wendell of Westlake.
I like the play call by Coach Carling, getting Dylan going to the rim. It's a good job. So the Corner Canyon kid just made a really good play at the rim.
So now that is the 4th on Wendell. And on Burson, that's number 3.
I'd make that trade if I'm Corner Canyon, right? Gage played really well, picks up number 4.
Do you think that was a foul at the rim on Dylan or not?
They haven't called them all week.
Yeah.
All week long, they've allowed that at the rim without a swing. You take a swing, that's kind of the definitive part. The one positive, it allowed Westlake to get their full court pressure set up. Ooh. And now Corner Canyon can go to work. Toombs popped away from behind by Anderson.
That back pocket steal's been there a couple times.
Up the floor with Westlake down 5.
Carling's falling out of play.
Anderson drop it in to Hoppins. Sends up top Jones. Couldn't get a clean look at it. Jensen. 4-3! Will Jensen!
Great shot. 1 possession game.
They almost had that steal.
Yeah.
Jensen with 13 points and 4 boards. And a huge 3.
Don't need a foul.
Down 3 points. Toombs down the lane. Cut by Jensen. And it'll be 2 free throws for Max Toombs.
Max is a very smart player. He knew he wasn't going to be able to get all the way to the rim. Threw his body in there. Makes it a foul.
And Toombs can handle some contact. He's got that Canadian blood in him. He's used, getting knocked around. I'm sure Gabe did not take it easy on Max as a kid.
He's a tough kid, for sure.
But what a shot from Will Jensen. The family Jensen with 6 threes on semifinal day. As Max rattles home the first. So Neibauer will come in for Roberts.
It'll be interesting to see if Westlake can get to the rim, and it'll be interesting to see if the officials give a call if there's if there's contact.
Well, the interesting thing as well for Westlake, they can only stop the clock with 1 timeout. So a full timeout taken. Take a 30-second timeout.
A full timeout.
Okay, how aggressive are you here, Coach? It's 2 possessions. Are you looking for quick, or do you have some time to run an offense and get the right look?
I think it's more important to get the right shot than try to be quick. I mean, if it could be quick, obviously, like I said, Coach Carling probably's played the situation out in their brain and what they're going to do. Probably has an idea what he wants to do. But I think it's about being efficient, and whether it be at the rim, foul shot, something like that.
Is it a set getting ball to a guy, or is it just within the flow?
Well, I think I'd probably, they're going to face guard Dillon. I'd probably look for something, maybe a flare screen or something for Jensen, or maybe Hoppins getting all the way to the rim with a back cut, because so many eyes are on him as he is attacking the rim. So if you can get someone with Hoppins and Jensen, I think that's probably the best bet, the cleanest look. If Dillon gets a shot, he's going to be face guard. If he hits it, great, but it's going to be a tough shot.
Well, and I guess the next question comes down to Westlake with 1 timeout. They can't stop the clock after that without fouling. So how do you kind of manage this? Clock does not stop after a made bucket in high school basketball. So how do you manage that part of this game of, all right, how do I elongate it off of misses or makes down 2 possessions?
Coach has to have an idea of what he wants to do on the make or the miss. So right now, Coach Carling instructing his guys what play they're going to run, what they want to do here, but also what you're going to do in the next defensive possession. Because if you use that last time out, it's going to be really tough.
So up the floor we go. 5-point game as Hoppins can reverse out. Jensen.
Same play.
Oh, it was off the
Just
front of the
short.
iron. And the rebound to Burston.
Jones might have been held underneath to prevent that rebound.
Yeah,
Well,
I saw it too, yeah.
Coach Lunt, he saw him buried in the backcourt, takes the timeout with 50 seconds to go.
It was like 2 hands on Dillon. I don't know that he would have gotten it, but it was.
In fact, Dillon put his hands in the air like, wait a second. Yeah, he felt the same way too.
Well, full timeout. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right. Well, actually, let's take a look at the bracket. Here's our bracket. It's how we produce live.
Don't look to the top right, Coach.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to look at. Let me just say real quick, Syracuse was a great team. We're happy for them. Coach Russell did a great job there. But also, for our guys at Davis, we were talking before the broadcast too, our senior class had a great run. And I've heard from multiple coaches, they say too much emphasis placed on that last game. Obviously, this week's a lot of fun. But our senior class lost a total of 8 games in 3 years. I mean, they had quite the run. And I'm so proud of what they did and all the effort. People say sorry and this and that. Like, sorry for what? For winning, 3 region championships and a state championship and losing 8 games in 3 years. Our guys gave their heart and soul to our program, and I want them to know how proud I am of them and what they were able to accomplish. And again, Syracuse and Coach Russell did such a great job and beat us that night, and they deserve to go on. And it's exciting to watch these teams move on, but our guys did a great job while they were at Davis High.
One of the other things is that state championship last year. I mean, Davis, what a tradition. You walk in that gym, my neck gets sore from looking at all the banners, but it was almost 20 years before the last state championship. So doing something that, there's a great tradition there, something that hadn't been done in a while.
For sure. It hadn't happened for a while, and we were happy. The whole community, school, the players before them, it was a lot of fun last year.
How about the football lineup on the inbound play? Get that to Roberts. He sends out to Kozlowski. Burston, and I got to probably give the foul as Toombs with the lightest foul of the night from Dylan Jones.
I don't know free throw shooting percentage, but it might have been nice to see somebody else shoot it besides Max, right?
Especially
Max
after
is
he hit the
tough. Yeah, Max is tough.
Well, through 3 quarters, he was the only person that had taken a free throw for Corner Canyon. He was 3 of 4.
Yeah. He's tough. And that for Coach Lunt, that's the guy you want with the ball in his hands. Even for how well some of the other guys have played, Max has been in here before, a lot of confidence, makes free throws.
There's a free throw good from Toombs. And I'm sure he said, hey, and after he makes his second free throw, because you will make your second free throw, get back on defense. As he empties out the key. And he makes it. So down 7. Westlake can stop the clock just one time with the timeout. And Toombs comes over with the steal in the hands of Jaden Farrow. And Corner Canyon poised to go to their 3rd state championship game with Dan Lunt at the helm.
Great job, Max, making a play down the stretch on both ends. He's a great player. He's a competitor, knows how to win.
So Farrow will go to the line. 24 points on the night for Jaden Farrow, who's been absolutely nails.
You know, Coach Lunt gave Max Toombs a little pat on the back, and I was like, Coach, you might not want to do that. That's pretty black and blue. He's taking some hard hits to the floor tonight, and
He's just loosening it up.
It seems like he likes it. Max wants to be.
Yeah.
He likes it. Look at him.
And Jaden hits them both. 26 points for Jaden Farrow. Inside of 30 seconds left. And Kozlowski going to pick up the foul.
You know, I'll just say this. Coach Carling, there's a reason why he's competing for Final Fours and state champions every year. He does such a good job and puts in a lot of work in the offseason. His guys run great stuff. He'll be back again. He'll be back again next year, no doubt in my mind.
What was fun is last night we had Casey Walkenhurst here, and we talked about building a program from scratch. Coach Carling leaves Mountain View to take the job at Westlake, built a program from scratch, and where you were continually on a different part of the athletic program, you lose your guys to schools.
Yep.
And he's been able to keep his players and grow them from young guys.
Develop players. Yep. And his dad is a big part of it too. I mean, his dad's been in there. He can rely on his dad and his staff. He has a great community and a program where they get better each year. It's a lot of fun to watch. He does a really good job.
And one of our favorites who've known him for a long time, you see Will Jensen leave the floor. What a night for him. Is Toombs going to bring the ball up the floor. Kozlowski.
Got a foul. There you go.
And now the foul going to put Tyler Burston at the line. But and Dan Lunt, we've talked a lot about Dan. We're talking about 6 out of 7 years in the semifinals, 3 trips to the state championship. Now this will be.
He knows what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a young coach, I remember, you know, I'd go watch Dan Lunt. Here's some names from the past: Steve Galley, Scott Briggs, who's still around, Jeff Emery. You know, all these guys that I used to go watch, and I used to go and sit down and talk with them. Quincy Lewis. Dan's one of those guys. He's got a wealth of knowledge. If you want to be successful, do what Dan does. He does a really good job. So,
do you want to give out his cell phone? Just teasing.
Self what?
A cell phone number in case people want to contact him. You know, I'm teasing.
Am I giving too much love?
Hit me up on Twitter. Will Jetson off on the 3. It'll be Corner Canyon going back to the state championship game. A 68-60 win over Westlake. The 3rd trip in school history to the title game in basketball. The 5th time for Dan Lunt as a head coach going to a state championship game with a 68-60 win. Coach Sims, your thoughts on what we saw tonight, and what was the difference for Corner Canyon?
I thought the difference was the big guy. What was his name?
Farrow.
Farrow, yeah. He was the difference tonight. He hit those threes early. He was good in the paint. I mean, you had the consistent play of Toombs and Kozlowski, but I thought Farrow was the difference in the game. I thought Westlake played good too. I mean, they played to their strengths. They just gave up that run in the 3rd quarter. They used all their energy to get back in the game and just couldn't make another one.
Dan, your selection of Adam and Associates Player of the Game.
Well, look, Coach Sims is a lot smarter than me. We're aligned on this one, though. I'll go Jaden Farrow. His night tonight, 26 points, 5 rebounds. The way he shot the ball, and this is going to be a memorable performance for the senior. He's got one more ahead of him, right? But, man, he was spectacular tonight as he helps lift Corner Canyon to a state championship game.
Well, Chad, it was a blast to have you along with us. Thanks for doing this tonight, man.
No, I really appreciate it. You guys, really appreciate all you guys do. You help these high school kids get some recognition and make it a big deal. We really, really appreciate it. So thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely appreciate you as well. For Vince Francis, Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Litster, and Chad Sims. Congratulations to Jaden Farrow, our Heidemann Associates Player of the Game. Again, final score, Corner Canyon 68 and Westlake 60. Great year for Westlake. Congratulations, Corner Canyon. Go back to the state championship game. You'll see that game right here on KSLSports.com. Congratulations to Corner Canyon, and thanks for watching the 2022 6A state tournament on KSLSports.com.